right hook straight left, and another right hook broke his nose and shattered everything. He's bleeding everywhere. I was like, you piece of don't you ever put your hands on me or my sister or my brother ever again.
Now, Victor, going back to your childhood, how did you? Because we just jumped right into Mayweather, but when you grew up, when you were a boy, a little boy, were you did you grow up rich? Were you a poor kid? Were you middle class? Was it hard growing up? Bullies or how was your childhood growing up as a little Victor?
Well, it was actually very interesting. Growing up, I was not high class at all, man. I lived in an old trailer that could barely stay up. My parents were immigrants, and got to the point where one day I went to school, regular day. I came home to an empty household, so never saw my mother again. I was 7, and then my dad did the same thing, but his way of leaving was he was in and out till about 12 years old, and then he beat me up pretty bad one day. I got off work. I was working for Burger King. I remember Burger King was about 13 or 14 miles away from where I lived, but I'd run home every day at about 1:30, 2 in the morning, and I would be so scared at night sometimes because it was so dark. But my days that I enjoyed running that run was when there was the moon, because I could see things, man.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was a very scary time, and I'd have my polo on that said Burger King on it, would splatter all over it from making milkshakes. I'd have my slacks on and my dress shoes for work, and my hat, I'd put it on backwards. I'd run home, but I would always ask God to please give me the hunger and the will to be a world champion, even then.
Yeah.
And I would always run home, and then came the day where I got home one night, and my dad said that in Spanish, hijo de tu, ugly words. Where the fuck you been? I was like, I was working, trabajando. I was working, something you need to learn how to do. But he said that I was out drinking and partying, and I didn't do any of that. I didn't. So he beat the crap out of me, but we got in a big scrap because my sister came in and told him that you're gonna kill him, because he was fist blows everywhere. He left me pretty messed up. But my sister got him in. When she got him off of me, I just remember I got up, and for the first time I clenched my fist, and he goes, "Oh, you think you're a man?" And I didn't say nothing. I just mad dogged him. I clenched my fist and got my boxing position as a lefty. He goes, "I'm talking to you." Slapped me in the face. Slapped me again, the other one. He goes, "I'm going to treat you like a man." He tried to launch. It took the step like I'm fighting. Kind of back, right hook, straight left, and another right hook broke his nose and shattered everything. He's bleeding everywhere. I was like, you piece of don't you ever put your hands on me or my sister or my brother ever again. And after that, I never saw him again. He left, and
How old were you at this time?
I was 12.
12. But you were already tall and a pretty big man.
Wasn't tall, no. I was 106 pounds.
But you were already fighting?
Oh, yeah. I was a 3-time national champion already. And then I knew that I didn't want to be like that man. I didn't want to be a broken soul in a POS trailer home my whole life. So I left Kansas because Bucky told me, "Junior, you need to leave here and never come back." Bucky raised me. May he rest in peace. Don Ignacio Avila. We called him Bucky. He died, but he left me with the belief that I was going to be a world champion.
Yeah.
That I could do anything that I set my mind to, and I did. I ran with it. I left Kansas that year, came to California. Well, I went to fight in the U.S. Junior Olympics. I was a gold medalist, number 2 in the world, number 1 in the country. Number 1 in the world was Amir Khan. I lost to him in the semifinals. And then I just kept going on, and then I ended up in California after so many years with some people who promised the world but didn't come close to it. But they took all the credits and all the praises in the world for it.
So when you were back over there in Kansas, both of your parents they're both Mexican, right?
Mm-hmm.
And are they like big time Mexican, or
No,
they spoke good English?
Field workers, no English, no education. I think my mom may have the primaria and secundaria. I think that means middle school and high school. I think my mom got high school, if I'm not mistaken. But my dad is not a nice person. you know, and at the end of the day, I guess you can't really blame the man. He's a 80-year-old man. You know, he had 18 kids.
18 kids?
18 kids. Didn't raise any of them. I'm the fourth Victor Ortiz. My brother's the third Demo Ortiz. So you know, the man is just he's a broken man. He's a broken soul.
You haven't heard anything from him?
Of course I have. I actually found my mother and my father some years ago now. Forgave him for everything. I've helped him. My brother and I just bought a little house, a little home for my dad in Kansas. I forgive him, you know. The man is so stubborn.
Yeah.
That I'm not mad at him anymore. But I don't really need a person of that kind of energy and negativity in my life. So, you know what? He's enjoying his little home that my brother and I were blessed to put in his path, and on goes life, you know?
Yeah. And you know, a lot of us have really, really tough childhoods, and that's kind of what makes us. And I know that, like, just from knowing you, you're a really courageous guy. You're just that type of guy that is really, really tough, and you keep coming forward. Did your childhood have something to do with that you just wanted to keep moving forward and prove everybody that you were going to be an exception and you were going to be successful even when people told you couldn't?
Absolutely. And that's, in a sense, that's your company name, Driven.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I stay driven. Statistically speaking, broken down in numbers or in any kind of way, a person like me is not supposed to make it. First of all, I graduated from high school with a very high GPA.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. I got to walk a stage, get my diploma, a high scholar. I got Student of the Year.
What was your GPA?
3.7. I mean, considering that I get punched for a living.
You were 2 points ahead of me. I was 1.8.
There we go. Yeah, see, 3.7, man. And then I got Student of the Year. They awarded me with a plaque,
Yeah.
Victor Ortiz, Student of the Year. And it was 3 scholars aside of me. I came out on top, and it was interesting because I was a boxer.
Yeah.
In people's eyes and in people's minds, a boxer is dumb. It's really the person.
Yeah.
The person allows themselves to be, I guess, quote unquote, dumb.
Yeah.
And that's you.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I said, you know what? I'm going to graduate from high school, get my diploma, take a picture like this. That way when I have my world championships, I can take a picture of my belts like this too, next to each other. I did it.